So it's been about 5 months since I bought a box of fresh anchovies, mixed them with salt, and then put them in a jar. Because I'm making fish sauce here in South Korea. And over time, the enzymes in the anchovy stomachs and guts have actually broken down and digested the meat of the anchovies into what now looks like brown slop. And then after a few months, I decided to split this into 2 jars since the one large jar was getting quite hard to handle, and then just set it out again to keep developing. Now I read online that fish sauce should age at least 6 months before harvesting, but in almost every video I post nowadays, someone is asking for an update, so I figured let's process one of these jars into fish sauce, even though it's only been 5 months. And to do that, I'll have to pour out the contents of this jar into a pot, and then boil this fish sauce to denature any of the enzymes and pretty much sterilize it. Now, I don't want to do this inside because of the smell. It's not unpleasant, but it is quite fishy. So I'm going to do this over a charcoal grill because why not make my life harder? So I probably spent a good hour or two waiting for this to boil, even after switching over to my rocket stove, which made a huge difference. And then once it got boiling, I let it simmer for a few minutes before taking it off the heat, letting it cool a little, and then running it through a filter cloth lined sieve. Now I left this overnight filtering through, and the next day this is what I was left with. And I also decided to sacrifice this cheesecloth and throw it away because it's lived a good life and it served me well. Now while I was pouring this into this glass container, I did notice there was a lot of salt crystallized at the bottom of the pot, which lets me know I probably used too much salt for the fish sauce. So I took the fish sauce into my studio to give it a few more filters, once through 2 fine mesh cheesecloths and then finally through coffee filter paper. I also went and found this fancy glass jar to put this in too. And if you ask me, I think this looks amazing. And it tastes like salty grilled fish. It's very salty, but it also hits right on that umami part of your tongue. And comparing this to the batch we harvested at 2 months, in which the salt has actually started to crystallize, it actually looks lighter than the 2-month batch. Anyway, I'm going to set this aside now in a sunny spot, and the rest of the fish sauce, I think I'll let that go for a few more months or even a year.